Introduction to Hiligaynon personal pronouns. Personal pronouns are words used to replace nouns that refer to people. They help us avoid repeating names and make sentences clearer and more concise. In Hiligaynon, personal pronouns vary depending on the person. It's either first person, second person, or third person. The number, which is either singular or plural, and inclusivity, whether the listener is included or not. It should also be noted that when we say inclusive, it means that the speaker and the listener or listeners are included. When we say exclusive, it means that the speaker and others are included but not the listener. So let us go through each pronoun in detail with example sentences. The first one is ako, which is I or me in English. Ako is used when the speaker is referring to themselves. It functions as both the subject and object pronoun in a sentence. Let us have the following example sentences. Ako ang magaluto sang panyapon. I will cook dinner. Ako ang magaluto sang panyapon. Ako ang nagbakal sang prutas sa merkado. I bought fruits at the market or from the market. Ako ang nagbakal sang prutas sa merkado. Ako ang imo bag-o nga maestra. I am your new teacher. Ako ang imo bag-o nga maestra. Naghibi ako pagkatapos ng pelikula. I cried after the movie. Naghibi ako pagkatapos ng pelikula. Makadto ako sa simbahan buwas. I will go to the church tomorrow. Makadto ako sa simbahan buwas. The second one is ikaw or ka, which is you singular in English. Ikaw and ka both mean you in singular form. They are interchangeable, but their positions in the sentence differ. Ikaw is usually used at the beginning of a sentence, while ka is used after the verb. Example sentences with ikaw. Ikaw ang akon pinakamatahom nga abyan. You are my most beautiful friend. Ikaw ang akon pinakamatahom nga abyan. Ikaw ang nagdaog sa kompetisyon. You won the competition or the contest. Ikaw ang nagdaog sa kompetisyon. Ikaw ang nagkuha sang akon libro. Did you take my book? Ikaw ang nagkuha sang akon libro. Ikaw ang magatudlo sang leksyon subong. You will teach the lesson today. Ikaw ang magatudlo sang leksyon subong. Ikaw ang nagpadala sang mensahe kahapon. You sent the message yesterday. Ikaw ang nagpadala sang mensahe kahapon. Example sentences with ka. Palangga ka sang pamilya mo. Your family loves you. Palangga ka sang pamilya mo. Nakakaon ka na bala? Have you eaten already? Nakakaon ka na bala? Nakita ka nila sa plaza kagabi. They saw you at the plaza last night. Nakita ka nila sa plaza kagabi. Makadto ka sa opisina buwas. Are you going to the office tomorrow? Makadto ka sa opisina buwas. Nakasulat ka sang report para sa meeting. Did you wrote the report for the meeting? Nakasulat ka sang report para sa meeting? The third one is siya, which is he, she, him, or her in English. Siya is used to refer to a single person other than the speaker or listener. It can mean he, she, him, or her depending on the context, as Hiligaynon does not differentiate gender in third-person singular pronouns. Example sentences for siya. Siya ang akon manghod. He or she is my sibling. Siya ang akon manghod. Siya ang nagluto sang manamit nga sudan. He or she cooked a delicious food. Siya ang nagluto sang manamit nga sudan. Siya ang maga-present karon. So he or she will present later. Siya ang maga-present karon. Nakita ko siya sa merkado kagabi. I saw him or her at the market last night. Nakita ko siya sa merkado kagabi. Siya ang nagdaog sang premyo. He or she won the prize. Siya ang nagdaog sang premyo. The fourth one is kita, which is we or us, inclusive in English. Kita is used when referring to a group that includes both the speaker and the listener or listeners. It's an inclusive form of we. Example sentences for kita. Magakaon kita sa restaurant buwas. We will eat at the restaurant tomorrow. Magakaon kita sa restaurant buwas. Dapat kita magbulig sa isa kag isa. We need to or we should help each other. Dapat kita magbulig sa isa kag isa. Magalantaw kita sang sine sa weekend. We will watch a movie this weekend. Magalantaw kita sang sine sa weekend. Makadto kita sa park pagkatapos sang klase. We will go to the park after class. Makadto kita sa park pagkatapos sang klase. Matuon kita para sa exam. We will study for the exam. Matuon kita para sa exam. Number 5 is kami, which is also we or us, exclusive. Kami is used when referring to a group that includes the speaker and others but excludes the listener. Kami. Let us have the following example sentences. Magahalin kami subong nga hapon. We will leave this afternoon. Magahalin kami subong nga hapon. Nagtrabaho kami sa opisina kahapon. We worked at the office yesterday. Nagtrabaho kami sa opisina kahapon. Kami ang nagdaog sa kompetisyon. We won the competition. Kami ang nagdaog sa kompetisyon. Maluto kami sang pagkaon para sa party. We will cook food for the party. Maluto kami sang pagkaon para sa party. Palangga kami sang amon mga kasapatan. So our pets love us. Palangga kami sang amon mga kasapatan. Number 6 is kamo, which is you plural in English. Kamo is used when addressing multiple people. It is the plural form of you. Example sentences. Kamo ang manglimpyo sang kwarto. You or all of you will clean the room. Kamo ang manglimpyo sang kwarto. Nagkakaon na bala kamo? Nakakaon na bala kamo? Have you eaten already? Nakakaon na bala kamo? Dapat kamo magtuon para sa exam. You all should study for the exam. Dapat kamo magtuon para sa exam. Nakita ko kamo sa plaza kahapon. I saw you all at the plaza yesterday. Nakita ko kamo sa plaza kahapon. Kamo ang nagdaog sa hampang. You all won the game. Kamo ang nagdaog sa hampang. Number 7 is sila, which is they or them in English. Sila is used to refer to a group of people other than the speaker and the listener or listeners. It means they or them. Example sentences. Sila ang akon mga abyan. They are my friends. Sila ang akon mga abyan. Nagluto sila sang manamit nga pagkaon. They cooked delicious food. Nagluto sila sang manamit nga pagkaon. Makadto sila sa Manila buwas. They will go to Manila tomorrow. Makadto sila sa Manila buwas. Nakita ko sila sa mall kagabi. I saw them at the mall last night. Nakita ko sila sa mall kagabi. Sila ang nagdaog sa kompetisyon. They won the competition. Sila ang nagdaog sa kompetisyon. In summary, Understanding and using personal pronouns correctly is essential in mastering any language. In Hiligaynon, these pronouns help clarify who is being referred to in a conversation and make communication more effective. Practice using these pronouns with the example sentences provided to become more comfortable in constructing your own sentences. Here are some additional tips for learning. The first one is to practice regularly. Try to use these pronouns in daily conversations or writing exercises. The second one is to listen and observe. Engage with native speakers or listen to Hiligaynon media to hear how these pronouns are used naturally. The third one is to create your own sentences. After studying the examples, try creating your own sentences to reinforce your understanding. And the fourth one is to ask for feedback. If possible, have a native speaker or teacher review your sentences to correct any mistakes. I hope this detailed explanation helps you in your journey to learn Hiligaynon. If you have any more questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment below. I do hope you learned something new from this video. Madamo gid nga salamat and see you in the next one. Bye!